be pole position. There is Bruno Ferreira, who is going to start this one from the top. Then we have Ed Williams alongside. On row 2, Martin Grady, and alongside him we have Manuel Rodriguez. Then on row 3 it is Karski. Alongside that we have Nicolay, the outside of row 3. Row 4, McPherson, and alongside that we have on the outside of row 4, Thomas. And finishing then with row 5, Lewis Bentley. Not too sure what happened to Lewis in qualifying, but 2.3 seconds off the pace. Aerts 2:04.228, so we'll be looking to improve the Belgian. Okay, here we go. Ferreira's to the right of your screen and Williams is to the left. Once again, it's going to be an 8-lap race, no pit stops, so we race all the way to the flag, and the top 3 will be guaranteed a spot in the Nations Cup final on Saturday evening. Once the 4 red lights go out, we will be away in racing. There they're on. Green lights come on. We're off away in racing. Oh, and it was a terrible start from Ferreira. Leading them then is going to be Williams. Williams going straight in the lead down towards turn number 1. Ferreira having to look to the outside now, and Williams, very, very good tactics at the start there. The British driver now leading the way. Just got a better run off the line. Ferreira is second. Grady is in 3rd place and Nicolay is 4th place. Well, what happened at the start there, Jimmy? Just too much wheel spin for Bruno Ferreira?
It does seem that way, yeah, but he's nowhere near out of contention. I think the best start went to Nicolay, actually. He started in 6th position, was actually up to 3rd going down on T1, but then just lost out going through the first corner. But still 2 places gained in 1 corner. That's a pretty good way to start your race, I think.
It's not too bad, is it? We can see we're on board with Williams. Looking back at Ferreira and Grady. This second race in the early stages, not as close as we saw the first one, but in the first race, we saw it getting closer and closer as the race went on, when the pressure started to go up, and also the tyre wear started to increase as well. There, a mistake from Williams. Do you think these drivers who were watching that first race would have learned anything from watching the first one in terms of how the first guys were dealing with tyre wear?
It may have just been to see how the guys are taking the track. We saw, of course, some people getting cut track penalties in the last race. They'll be looking to avoid that as much as can. Of course, they've had the same practice as the guys behind them. Look at Ferreira all over the back of Williams, not willing to take that line down, that over there. Oh, big slide out of there. Gathers it up, though, but that's going to slow him down the straight and bring Grady back into the picture. Here he is, deep in the slipstream.
Yep, here we go then, up towards the chicane. I think Ferreira, that would have cost him a shot at going for the lead in towards the chicane. Grady just trying to fill his mirrors as they went up to the chicane there. Be careful, don't get any penalties over those curbs. We don't want a repeat of Lenoir as they come into the last corner then. Oh, and there has been a change for 5th place. Karski, the Polish driver, has gone past Rodriguez, who is tumbling down the order, unfortunately. Rodriguez has not had the best start to his race as we now head down towards turn number 1. Don't think Ferreira will be close enough to make a move this time.
Not yet, no. Of course, we are only on lap 2 of the race, so these last-minute dive moves are not yet come out for not just yet, maybe a bit later on. Of course, now in practice, we saw that Grady, Martin Grady, who is a self-admittedly old man in sim racing, he was saying that he feels himself to be a better racer than a qualifier. And we saw him yesterday come up the grid, I think, during practice from about 7th position to win a race. And so he's someone really to watch out for here today.
It is true. He did that in every single race, didn't he? Just in practice races, this as we had yesterday. He just moved forward really well and made some fantastic moves as well. One thing Grady never did was make any contact, and secondly, he never picked up any penalties. And he even said to me, that's how you do it. That's how you're going to win this weekend. Stay out of trouble, stay off those curbs, stay away from the track limits, and you should take the win. Of course, trying to do all that as well as trying to set some quick lap times and race 29 of Europe, so the best drivers, is going to be pretty difficult. But there we go. As we go up through the S's, we're on board with Karski, the Polish driver. Just looking back at Rodriguez, who's got Lewis Bentley closing in, I think, as well. Then it's McPherson, Thomas, and Aerts. Oh, and running wide there, Karski. He's going to be a little bit vulnerable now down the back straight there, Jimmy.
Yes, now here is a replay, or we've sort of seen the replay actually just going through, but we're looking at now at Karski while on board with Ferreira, and here they are now side by side coming down the straight. That is Karski and Rodriguez, who's going to come out on top, coming into the chicane. Rodriguez just drives around the outside. Will he have been the chicane though? We've seen a couple of drivers try and do that and then mess up on the exit, but he seems to be through, so Rodriguez back up to 5th position after a poor start.
And something happened to Nicolay up ahead, or is that just Rodriguez getting an almighty run, because Rodriguez is now pressurising Nicolay as they head down the start-finish straight. So going in towards turn number 1. Now for Nicolay, this isn't like what we saw in the first race. 4th place, because the time of Ferreira wasn't quicker than the pole time we saw in the first group. 4th place means you're out, no questions asked now. So for Nicolay, this is not good news at the moment. A 1.5 second gap is quite an extensive one as well to close down.
It is, especially in these cars as well. Through the corners, it's very hard to follow the guy in front. A lot of downforce produced by these little X-2014 junior cars. Not as quick in a straight line as you'd imagine with that sort of aggressive-looking body kit there, but still very good in the corners. A lot of slipstream action. That's what keeps the guys together. And
Rodriguez is absolutely flying. Nicolay could be in trouble here as they come down towards the Dunlop hairpin. I think the Dutch driver is just going to hold on for the time being. Now we are on board with Thomas, but only briefly. We return now to Rodriguez. I'll tell you what, with the pace Rodriguez is showing, to me it looks like he is just slightly faster than the leaders. He looks to be one of the quickest drivers on track. Look at the concentration from Rodriguez then as they head up through the left right-hander before we go onto the back straight. Nicolay just ahead, gets it all wrong at the exit, and here comes Rodriguez, jumps in the seat as they go down the back straight. Rodriguez into 4th.
That's a jump of excitement there. He knew that that was happening as soon as he saw Nicolay go just a little bit wide on the right, and we're already seeing signs of tyre wear. We've seen Ferreira and now Nicolay get the car sideways on exit there, just trying to gather it up. If you do that, you lose a ton of time. This car works best when it's stuck to the ground, not when it's drifting.
As they go through then the right-hander up to the chicane. Nicolay, as we said, has just been passed there. This is our leader, Williams, as they head down in towards turn number 1.
Ferreira there, just consolidating his line. Grady has been just staying there, just staying put for now. I think he's, from what I've seen of Grady, a bit of a thinking driver. Likes to think a couple of laps ahead as opposed to make the impulsive moves. So we'll keep an eye on that one.
What he's going to have to do is think him very quickly, because Rodriguez has found his groove. He's closing in. He's pulled away from Nicolay, driver from Luxembourg, and is now going after the top 3. Where is this pace come from? How is he so much quicker, Jimmy?
He's already got a 1.5 seconds.
Yeah, but watching him on board, what are you seeing that you think where he's finding the time?
Very aggressive inputs, but very purposeful inputs. What you don't want to be seeing is someone soaring at the wheel, trying to correct mistakes mid-corner. He throws the car in, but then he keeps it there. That's what we're seeing so far. And right now, he is just rocketing up to the back of the top 3. And as we said, he needs to be 3rd or higher to progress to the final. So he knows that, and that's what's powering him right now.
This is just a sense of desperation, isn't it? But is he going to be tuned through the tyres a little bit quicker?
Yeah, I mean, him and Ferreira, I've noticed, especially Ferreira doing a lot of sliding at the start there. Williams, in comparison, maybe not the fastest guy on track at the moment, but just keeping a very nice, clean line. Watching through here, we're on board with Ferreira. Look at Williams, just nice and smooth, not a hint of sliding at all. Look at that concentration on Ferreira's face there. He really does not want to let Williams get away.
No, he does not. And I'll tell you what, he wants to keep Rodriguez behind. I think he'll be glad that Grady is in the way of himself and Rodriguez at the moment. Grady needs to get a move on, and get a move on very, very quickly here as they go down towards the last corner for the 4th time. So it will be half race distance completed when we cross the line this time. Williams is no longer in a comfortable lead. Ferreira closing in. The gap now less than 0.3 of a second, and behind Rodriguez is in a similar position on Grady. And is there going to be a move? Oh, Grady's got it all wrong, has he? Oh, what happened there, Jimmy?
Ferreira jumped the curb on the inside. That might be a penalty. There it is, penalty applied.
Oh, no.
Disaster for Ferreira. He's going to have to slow down and serve it now. He just got T1 run. He just jumped over the the bollard there, and that is a cut track, but I think already, no, he still have it at the moment. This is perfect for Rodriguez now, who has already pulled 3 seconds over the guys behind after he overtook.
Well, we don't know how long that penalty is, but he has to serve that by the end of the next lap. So Ferreira, when he gets to a straight or in the corners, is just going to have to go on the brakes a little bit more, and there's going to be some disbelief from him. That was a very odd line. Do you think he carried less speed into turn 1 that time than he did on previous laps, and that's what perhaps caught him out?
He may well have done. The way you drive this car is a long, sweeping, nice sort of fingertips driving, and I think what he tried to do is he was already committed to his line. The line was just wrong, so he had to go through it or either spin, and this is the result. But now Grady's right on the back, and the way that Ferreira will be trying to lift this penalty is just by lifting a little bit here and there, serving it in little places. You can do that in Gran Turismo Sport, but that's going to allow Grady to get even closer, and as a result, Rodriguez there as well. We now have the top 4 all on screen at once.
Well, one of them's going to miss out, unfortunately. Who's it going to be? Nikolai and McPherson have had it coming together somewhere. There's an incident being investigated. We have stewards here supplied by MSV. Oh, and is that another penalty, or is that him serving it?
That might be him serving it. He might have got another one now.
He served it.
I thought that Williams actually took a harsher line through there than Ferreira did, but that penalty is served now, so he's able to now run his race as normal, but he's lost the toe. The toe is so important around here, so that could be Ferreira now out of contention.
Yeah, I think it might be, unless it kicks off ahead. Let's not say it's over till it's over, of course, after what we saw in that first race. If I'm Rodriguez, though, I'm going to stay where I am, stay put, stay behind Grady, follow the 2 Brits home to the flag. That's exactly what I will be doing. But look at Rodriguez. He's driven such a good race, the Spaniard. He's going to want to take the win, I think, in a way here. He deserves a win for the moves he's been making. However, out front, both Williams and Grady, as you said, they've been good at managing their tyres and not making any mistakes.
I'm not sure that's the face of a man who's ready to accept 3rd position. I think he's really going to go for that win there. Williams hanging a little bit slow. Grady is now all over the back of Williams, and this is interesting. No love lost, of course, between the British compatriots there. As long as they win, we're happy, of course.
Yeah,
I'm joking,
course,
but Rodriguez, I think that this is going to be a really exciting finish, this race, if it all sums up this way. Ferreira closing back in, though. He's taken 8 attempts out of Rodriguez just in the first sector.
Well, of course, all the Brits are in this race, so we'd like to see at least a couple of them go through to the final.
Just so we can go tell the Spaniards down there that our guys beat them,
yeah? Basically, yeah. So the Italians have one through, I think. The Germans, I'm not too sure about that yet, but we'll figure that out after this race. Let's return to the racing. Now, Rodriguez, I think you made a very good point. He's jumping in the seat again. It's not going to make a difference, but here we go up towards the chicane. Is he going to go for a move? Let's see. He's looking to the inside. That would be ambitious. Oh, and Grady's just going a little bit deep on the brakes. Oh, but got it slowed down. Grady.
That was masterful by Rodriguez. He just showed his nose, and Grady straight away got late on the brakes. But look at Ferreira. He is now, he's right back with them, right back in this race. And we are now coming on to the penultimate lap with the lead cars all within a second, all within the slipstream. It is anyone's race at this point with Williams leading.
The crowd gathering are absolutely loving this. Here we go, 2 laps to go. And Rodriguez is going to dive for the inside, is he? No, he isn't. Grady, good driving, leaves him enough room on the inside. Rodriguez there. That was the first sign that a move could be coming very shortly, because Ferreira is getting closer and closer. Well, Grady, what's he going to do, Jimmy? What do you do now if you're Martin Grady?
If you're Martin Grady, you need to be attacking Williams.
Oh, Rodriguez spins!
He goes.
Rodriguez spins! Oh, I don't believe it.
The Spanish commentary team, you could hear them dejected over there in the corner.
Oh,
and
no,
that's what happens
Rodriguez
when you push too hard.
Rodriguez is spun round, and the Spaniards do not know what to say anymore. It's all gone quiet over there, I think is the phrase, as they come down towards the Dunlop hairpin. Williams and Grady, first and second. Ferreira in the comfortable 3rd. That's it.
That's it.
Race over, surely. We may as well put the flag out. There's going to be no changing, surely. Grady's going to follow Williams to the flag, I think, unless there is a clear opportunity for him to make a lead. And Rodriguez, he's dropped all the way to 7th. he's got no chance now.
He'll be kicking himself in that cockpit right now.
Well,
He had the speed. He just got overconfident. He was seeing that he was catching everybody. And of course, look at that face now. That's not a face of a happy man right there. But he's going to keep going in the spirit, get it to the end. Anything can happen. Bentley off there. So now, I think that's Rodriguez up to maybe 6th. No, the gap has not changed yet.
Oh, he's off again. I've got to say, as much as what we've been saying, Rodriguez, I feel so sorry for him. He was my driver of the race in this one. I think fantastic moves being made by the Spaniard. He was driving absolutely brilliantly, but what a shame. You know, you only get one chance here at the World Tour. You've got to go for it. And Rodriguez, you know, he was having pressure from behind from Ferreira, and maybe that's just what's put him off and forced him into a spin.
Now, I wonder if Grady will do anything here. We said that Grady is sort of the thinking driver. Right now, he knows that he's going through. He knows that Williams is going through. His concern will be Ferreira. Now, Ferreira is a bit of an unknown, of course. And the drivers, whilst they mix between themselves, of course, they've been you know the guys from a nationality best at this point, so they won't really have a good feel of Ferreira. But will Ferreira want the win? Will he want to stay there for third and go through? We'll see.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean. I think, as you said, all the Brits have been, or they've all been in their countries roughly, but at first. But it was good to see a lot of them mixing with each other up in the hospitality unit earlier. But I think, as you said, the Brits will know each other the best, and I think Grady, as a result of that, will know that he's just going to follow Williams around. I think Williams will also know Grady's just going to perhaps follow him around. Ferreira, well, he picked up a penalty. He did the right thing, I think, by serving it straight away, because then he had a chance to put the pressure on Rodriguez, who's now up to 5th place, by the way. But look what it did. The pressure forced him into a spin.
Too little too late. Now, be careful on these curves, gents. We saw people spin here towards the end of the race. These tyres are now absolutely shot. These things are now sliding around, and it's very difficult. It might look easy, but remember, these are the best guys in Europe.
Yeah.
You try doing this on your own with very worn tyres, you're going to be going off in an instant. But look at that Williams there, fighting the front end of that thing. Grady now in second in the slipstream. Ferreira behind. Will this be how we finish?
I believe it will be, down to the chicane for the last time. Ferreira almost contemplating going for it, but that's going to be that, and they're going to take it very easy over the chicane. Don't pick up a penalty at the very last minute. But there we go. It's going to be Williams as long as he gets through the last corner safely. Let's hope they all get round in one piece. They do. And Williams is going to go on to take the win then. Grady's going to finish in second. Ferreira finishes in third place. It's a British 1-2. And job done for Williams. He goes through into the Nations Cup final.